As we know, every good thing needs a sequel. Books, movies, and even world wars. Now, I'm a technology nerd. I love learning about the progression of technology and all that fun stuff. And now you're going to be forced to listen to me talk about this for a bit, unless you click off the video, of course. But don't do that, because I'll try to make this as entertaining as possible. So, without further ado, I present the technology of World War II.
It's 30,000 megatons pointing at her, and him and you and me, and everyone will serve. Look out at the mirror, look out at the world. 30,000 megatons is just what we deserve. No, I don't get out of bed no more. Beasts learn to talk a bit just to survive, but we're not even beasts. It's a wonder we're alive. We're baser than the base, deaf and dumb and blind. I'm not stand for Maybelline or Color Jackie O. All my son, my countrymen, and people I don't know. I'm not still at home or singing one tune to see a virgin now instead of boiling on the moon. And if I was a man on the moon, I wouldn't let us near. I'd stand on a crater with my shotgun to the sky and leave us to our minds and our tinder till we die. And the earth will sigh and the moon will wipe its brow. We need 30,000 megatons. Push the button now. We need 30,000 megatons. Push the button now. Out on the street, it's all of vitamins and haze. We'll soon be out of silence, and then it'll be too late. We need 30,000 megatons. Why, when,
The aircraft of World War II are probably my favorite thing about it. The amount of advancements in technology caused by clever solutions to problems found during the war is astounding. Since jet engines weren't a thing yet, at least for everyone that wasn't late war Germany, warplanes were powered by massive piston engines. To give context to how powerful these behemoths are, I drive a 2007 Ford Mustang that makes 210 horsepower. The P-51 Mustang, however, has a 1,490 horsepower 12-cylinder liquid-cooled piston engine. But the P-47 is even more impressive. The Thunderbolt makes an incredible 2,600 horsepower with its 18-cylinder Pratt & Whitney double wasp radial engine. As you can imagine, these engines can make these planes really move, and as they got better and better over the course of the war, a problem started to emerge. Pilots would pass out due to the lack of blood flow to their brains when turning or pulling up due to the immense G-forces experienced during the maneuver.
Eddie, hit it. So there's 7 Gs right there. How you doing?
Delta 3324 tower, turn right heading 21.
Jessup, back with me? There you are, Jessup.
Yeah.
Nice work. How you feeling?
Oh, I just passed out, I think.
Yeah, that's called the G-lock.
Oh, I'm coming too. I don't know what's going on.
That's all right. Just easy. Take it easy. We're riding an F-18.
Whoa, that was bizarre, man.
This led to the development of the G-suit. These work by giving the pilot's legs a nice big hug that squishes the excess blood out of them, and back up to the brain so the pilot doesn't black out. Another major improvement was armor on aircraft. Before engines got strong enough to counteract the weight of armor, nobody wanted to put any armor on their plane, as it would sacrifice large amounts of speed and maneuverability, which are very important. As engine technology progressed, better and better armor could be put on warplanes. The Japanese, however, didn't like this idea. If you get shot, don't get shot. You don't need armor if you don't get shot. Just fly better and not get shot. This revolutionary idea made the Japanese Zeros some of the deadliest fighter planes during the war, since they had more flat speed, climb speed, and maneuverability than any other plane. The Japanese strategy worked amazingly for a good while. The only problem is that when they're hit, and they did get hit eventually, they went down hard. And after a while, Japan lost all their best pilots and weren't able to do anything with their high skill ceiling planes with rookie pilots, so they ended up resorting to just throwing the planes themselves at American ships. So, we have planes. There's just the problem that there happens to be a lot of water between us and the people that need to be blown up. Can't we just fly across it? No, it's a lot of water, like a lot. Fine. How about we build an airport? Where? You just said it was a lot of water. On a boat. And so the aircraft carrier was born. These floating cities were born out of the necessity of air power and naval combat. Planes are very good at sinking boats, and you need planes of your own to prevent the boats from being sank, and the planes need to be on hand. The aircraft carrier was made to solve these problems, so if you can just carry your own fighter wing with you on your journey, you're set to go. These massive ships carried most of the war in the Pacific, both the Americans and the Japanese making massive carrier fleets that duked it out against each other over the course of the war. Nuclear weapons are a modern-day existential threat that have their roots back to the Second World War and the Manhattan Project. The basic concept of a nuclear fission weapon is to take some very spicy atoms and get them so close to each other that they delete a city. A single uranium-235 atom, undergoing a fission reaction, releases enough energy to lift a grain of sand about 1/1000th the width of a piece of paper. Amazing, right? No, not really. But then consider taking about a bajillion of those atoms in a rock the size of your fist, and you now have enough power to turn an entire city into a gas. This concept seems so absurd that many scientists, such as Einstein and Oppenheimer himself, said that it was impossible at first. And then the Germans managed to split an atom at will. This freaked everyone the heck out, and the American nuclear programs started to beat the Germans to the bomb. The first ever nuclear reactor was made by Enrico Fermi and his friends underneath the football stands at the University of Chicago. It wasn't very powerful, but it proved that a bomb can be made. A good rule of thumb is if something can be made into a power plant, it can be used to make a bomb. When an atom undergoes fission, it is essentially breaking the nucleus apart, releasing energy in the process. The issue is finding an atom with the right properties. You need to find an atom that can be split easily, release a lot of energy, and release the right amount of neutrons to continue the reaction. To split an atom, you need to hit it with a neutron, which causes it to become unstable, and then splitting it apart. If the atom releases less than 1 neutron on average, the reaction will die off. It releases exactly 1 neutron per fission. It can form a sustained and stable reaction that can be used in reactors and such to make power plants. If you find an atom that will release more than 1 neutron on average, then it can cause a chain reaction of fissions that increases exponentially, making a massive nuclear explosion. Radar is one of the most important devices in the modern day, and it has its root back in World War II as well. The radar is essentially the equivalent of echolocation, but instead of sound waves it uses electromagnetic waves, like radio waves. A radar device will essentially scream really loud in radio wave, and then wait and listen for a response when the waves bounce back off something, sort of like a bat hunting for prey. This technology was pivotal in World War II, since detecting enemy aircraft was a major issue. Over the course of the war, radar technology was improved upon again and again and again, and eventually was miniaturized enough to be mounted on a plane, such as the British Mosquito. This technology is still used today, and planes now are built to reflect as little radar waves as possible back towards the sender to minimize their radar cross-section, which is basically how big it looks on a radar screen. But back then there wasn't really any way to do that, so incoming aircraft stuck out like a sore thumb, which was great for anybody with radar. I hope you've enjoyed me yap about random technology from World War II. Please give me a good grade on this assignment, and I'll see you later.